Hi friends, it's Miss Delena with Greenhouse Music. Before we begin today's chapter, don't forget to grab your 25 Days of Christmas Journey printout so your kids can follow along with the clues right alongside Holly. There's going to be even more clues and challenges and fun little extra tidbits for you. You can download it at green.myflowdesk.com/Holly's Heart, HOLLYS Heart. This will be in the show notes as well. And remember, this Christmas adventure unfolds one day at a time, so be sure to listen in order to keep up with the magic. All right, let's step into the story. Holly woke up slowly at first, still dreaming of gingerbread houses and cocoa. She hummed, nearly able to still taste the cinnamon on top of the chocolatey drink of her dreams. When her dreamy haze started to fade, she slowly opened her eyes. She expected to see the ceiling with glow-in-the-dark stars. Instead, her eyes were matched by another pair right in her face. Ah! Holly squeaked, and Levi tumbled backwards in roaring laughter. Not sure if you know this, but sometimes the most maniacal laughter you will ever hear is from a toddler. Holly knew it was funny, but her brain was still processing the chain of events from a warm chocolate dreaming to a sneaky Levi attack. "You stinker," she said, mimicking Mama's words when he does something similar to her. That just made Levi laugh harder. "How we go, ah!" Levi said, doing his best impersonation of her. Well, that did it. That is the one that made Holly wake up and join in on the laughter. The moment Levi calmed down, he went and picked up the green and white envelope of the day. You know the one. Last night, Mama left it on Holly's nightstand, ready for her to read it in the morning. At first, Holly wanted to stop him and yell, "No, don't touch!" But she fought back the instinct and waited to see what he would do. He brought it over to Holly's bed and crawled up with it in his hand, and a little grunt. "How we read? Read book?" "It's not a book, Levi. It's a letter," she said. He must have been confused. I mean, he did look confused for one moment, but then he continued his sweet request. "How we read letter, Holly?" And he handed it to her with his pleading eyes. "Read Papa. Papa," he said in his sweet little broken up words. And looking at him, she realized he wasn't confused at all. He knew these were from Papa, even if he didn't fully understand them. Holly was a smart cookie, but apparently it ran in the family, because Levi was a smart cookie too, though he's probably a snickerdoodle, and Holly is a chocolate chip. Holly sat cross-legged on her bed as Levi snuggled in close. Her detective hat was resting beside her instead of on her head, so of course she had to change that and put it promptly on her head. She opened the green and white envelope after turning it over a few times to investigate, and then she began to read.
Hi, Holly girl. You know, Christmas is almost here. And before it arrives, I want to tell you a story you already know, but you may have not looked at it this way before. When Jesus was born, people came to him from all different places. There were shepherds, ordinary people. They were paying attention while others slept, and they heard the news. What good listeners they were. And they went right away. There was the wise man. They watched the sky for a long time, and they waited, and they traveled far, carrying questions as much as the gifts that were in their hands. And of course, there was Mary and Joseph. They were already there, and they had said yes to the occasion before they even understood how hard it would be. And the angels? They're not the center of the story either. They were the messengers. They sang so others would come. What an amazing thing. All of them under that barn in one night, because of the messages that were sent. None of them had arrived the same way, or came from the same place, or asked to bring the same thing, but all of them were welcome. The center of Christmas is one story, the birth of a savior, but surrounding that are many more stories, Holly girl. Many, many stories, gathered around one small but powerful light. You've been learning this all month, even when you did not know it yet. I don't have a challenge for you today, only an invitation to remember. With all my love, Papa.
She did not feel the usual urge to figure it out. Instead, the words stayed with her like snowflakes that just didn't melt right away. Many stories, one small light. She folded the letter and slipped it back on her nightstand. Levi grabbed her hand the minute he smelled bacon, pulling her out of their room and quickly to the kitchen. And it was the best kind of bacon. Crunchy and perfect. That afternoon, the church was glowing. White lights lined the windows, pine branches were tied with red ribbon, the sanctuary smelled faintly like evergreen, cinnamon, and old hymnals. Holly stood with the children's choir near the side, her music folder tucked under her arm. Levi sat with Mama in the pews, waving far too enthusiastically whenever he spotted Holly, which was about every 30 seconds. The nativity began. She had seen it every year and knew exactly how it would happen. But still, Holly watched from her spot as the story unfolded. Mary and Joseph entered first, tired and quiet. The shepherds followed, dusty and unsure. The wise men came later, carrying gifts that looked heavy even from far away. And then, above them all, the angels appeared, singing. Holly thought about Papa, but not the letter at first. Mostly how she thought he loved Christmas services and singing loudly, even if it was the wrong words. The last wise man had entered the barn that Mr. Witzer built for the church years ago. It was a pretty big stable for the pageant. As she watched them, something about the different sizes of all the kids in that barn made her notice how different they all were. And that's when Papa's letter came back to her. Well, that and a bunch of questions. Were the shepherds related? Had the wise man known each other before the journey? Did Mary and Joseph feel alone before anyone arrived? Were they lonely? Holly wondered if it felt different once the barn began to fill, and if it felt sad when everyone had to leave again. She wondered if any of them had a cane like Mr. Connors, and if it was hard for them to travel, but they still did it because they were obedient. A picture softly came to her mind. An old wise man from the Bible, but he looked like Mr. Connors, struggling to walk with his cane into the barn after such a long journey. Would he have rested? Would his friends help him if he stumbled? Mr. Connors didn't have any friends. At least Holly didn't think he did. He lived alone and never remembered seeing visitors. Mrs. Waverly was the same way. Holly wondered if they ever had talked. Holly's mind kept going, thoughts streaming together like a Christmas wreath. We shoveled Mrs. Waverly's driveway because she doesn't have anyone to shovel it for her, she thought. She wondered about what the shepherds would have done that night had they not been there, if they were never invited by the angels. Would they have been alone? She wondered if Mary and Joseph felt sad before all those that God invited had arrived. Did they feel comforted when they were there, since they were no longer lonely? What did it feel like to go through all they went through with no family nearby? Something inside Holly started to get sad for Mrs. Waverly and even Mr. Connors. What was it like to have Christmas alone? Her heart soaked in that thought as the choir started to sing Away in a Manger. Does Papa feel alone? She didn't want to cry, but it all was stirring so much. She couldn't focus. She even sang some of the words wrong, which Papa probably would have smiled at. Later, bundled in coats and scarves, they walked to the car. Snow crunched under their boots. The sky was deep blue now, sprinkled with stars. Levi was already humming something that sounded like 3 carols mixed together. And in the car, as Mama drove, Holly just stared out the window. "Mama?" she finally said. "Yes, love?" "What do people do for Christmas if they have no family?" Mama thought for a moment, wondering if this is why Holly had been so quiet. "Well, sometimes they find a place to go," Mama said. "And sometimes they probably wish that someone would invite them." "What if they don't have any friends?" Holly said, concerned. Once again, near tears, Mama heard the break in Holly's voice. "Is something bothering you, Holly girl?" "Papa and Mrs. Waverly and even Mr. Connors, they're all going to be alone for Christmas." And Mama could feel the hit to Holly's spirit. "It sounds like you're worried about people being sad and without family," Mama said gently. "But as for Papa, we are going to get to talk to him, so he will have time with his family. And he has many buddies in the army, and they have wonderful holiday celebrations together, just like they would with a family." Somehow, that didn't feel comforting to Holly. They pulled into their driveway, and as they were walking inside, Holly glanced across the houses at her neighbors. It felt a thought begin to form. "Mama?" "Yes?" "I think I know why this keeps feeling important," Holly said, squinting her eyes in hard thought and a few shivers as Mama unlocked the front door. "Okay, what is that?" "I think I have an idea." "Uh-oh. No. It's probably a good one. I mean, I don't know if it will work out or not." "Well, do you want to share?" Holly knew she did, but she was a little nervous. But the thought kept coming back to her mind. What would it look like if everyone came together? She took a deep breath and let out the words, "I want to invite Mr. Connors to Christmas dinner." She said it blurting out. I mean, she had to spit the words out just to make sure that she said them. Even though her mind was changed about Mr. Connors, there's still a big part of him that makes her nervous. he will probably say no, she continued as they went inside and put on their boots. But I think he should at least be invited somewhere. And what if we're the only ones who invite him? Holly, and I can help you all day get ready. Preparations and cooking and everything. Holly, sweetheart. And I also really want to invite Mrs. Waverly too. And what if her power goes out again and she's all by herself on Christmas? And she doesn't have anyone to tell funny stories about her husband to on Christmas. Holly. She was spiraling. And Mama knew she had to do something. So she pulled in Holly for a close hug. And Holly let out a very, very deep breath. No one should be alone on Christmas, she said quietly. Levi joined in on the hug too. Hug Holly, he said, and smiling. Mama ran her fingers across the back of Holly's head to calm her down enough to hear the words that Mama really needed to say. I think that this is a great idea, but I will need lots of help, Mama said with an inviting voice. I know, I can help. I'm a good helper, Mama. Okay. Well, how about we spend a few minutes after dinner to make a list of what we need to do? And that made Holly perk up. She loved lists. She really loved lists. Really? We can invite them? She said. I think, well, the more the merrier. Mama smiled back. Mama went to make dinner, and Holly couldn't wait another moment to start her list. She was sure Mama would be okay with her getting a jump start on it. Initiative. She got a few items in when she realized she wanted to tell Papa about everything so badly, she decided to switch to writing her letter. Dear Papa, you'll never guess who I am inviting to Christmas dinner. I can't hear you guessing, so I'm just going to tell you. 1, Mrs. Waverly, and 2, Mr. Connors. I know it sounds crazy, but I also think that he might be lonely. Mama agreed if I could be a big helper, they could come. I hope you have friends with you for Christmas. Mama said you would. I hope you don't feel lonely. I think Christmas is better when people come together instead of staying by themselves. I am excited to talk to you though, and I love you so much. More than all the sprinkles in the world. Love, Holly, and Levi's sticky thumbprint. I don't know why his fingers are sticky. We haven't even had dinner yet. I love you, Holly girl. She knew right then that deep down in a place that felt steady and true, Christmas was about to feel bigger than it ever had before. Okay, friends, what do you think is going to happen next in Holly's journey? We're getting so close to Christmas, and something big might be going on behind the scenes. Well, I want to introduce you to another original song by Greenhouse Music. This one is called The Christmas Star, and it kind of fits with this episode. Let me know what you think. Send us an email or a comment below, or review, and share with your friends. If you want more of these songs, you can find them on the YouTube channel, or they might be available for purchase later. All right, here we go. Oh, holy night when it started, the first Christmas star shine its brightest. The angels sang their song, a promise kept for all. And we have our own Christmas star, guiding us home wherever we are. As the nights grow colder, our hearts grow warmer with family by our side. Our Christmas star shines bright. That same bright star still leads us, 'cause we know His grace never leaves us. God's heart in every home reminds us we're not alone. And we have our own Christmas star, guiding us home wherever we are. As the nights grow colder, our hearts grow warmer with family by our side. Our Christmas star shines bright. Star of wonder, star of love, it's your heart shining from above. Oh, star of wonder, star of
As the nights grow colder, our hearts grow warmer with family by our side. Our Christmas star shines, star of wonder, star of night, star with royal beauty bright. Westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to thy perfect light. Star of wonder, star of light.
And that's today's chapter of our 25 Days of Christmas adventure. If you haven't grabbed our journey printout yet, you can still get it at green.myflowdesk.com/Holly's Heart, so your kids can track each clue and stay part of the magic. Come back tomorrow for our next piece of the story, and remember, the adventure makes the most sense when you listen in order. So go back and listen to any of the ones that you might have missed. You'll hear from me tomorrow. Bye.